All right, look at that. What an absolute cozy cruiser that we got here. I'm thinking a bit of a steering wheel right there. Got a small piece of a tubular bit, nut and a bolt, and one of these wiggly boys. Give that a bit of a, and then make that kind of do a squoosh all inside that section there. And that should lock us in for all the twistabilities, I think. So watch this. First things third, we're gonna need a bit of an angular section there. So I've got the death wheel and hopes and dreams, and we'll just kind of do a measure, perfect. That'll probably be fine, I bet. We'll find out shortly if that's gonna work. You know, we do a lot of measure none, cut a bunch around here. Let's hope for the best. Lathe curly's making me moist. Now I think I'll just drop my nut down in her hole there. Nobody panic, I'm sterilized. You know, no consequences. Now friends, I think that I have been quite clever here. I've shafted that U-joint there, and that's gonna go inside there like that. It's okay, and then this kind of goes inside there like that, and then as you tighten down the U-joint, it's gonna make that do the squoosh inside that. Well, I'll just show you. Here, come take a look. Shove that down inside of our shaftular section there. Kind of giving it a turn here until it gets, there it is. That is snug. Look at that. That's gonna work great. And now we've got a little bit of an angular dangler on our deal there. Good work, me. And now I got this little portion of pipe there. And that's just gonna kind of slide down in there on top of that U-joint. And that's gonna be there, and then we'll be able to go, wah, 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 wah. That is nothing short of fantastic, friends. You know, friends, only a few people are actually aware of this, but if you take a strong whiff in the middle of a midsummer's night, you can actually smell the sound of my brilliance. Holes in your buckets, it's perfect. Okay, now that we got Derek holding on, we got right and left. That's gonna be great. We need to make that a little more or less wiggly. Stand by, I've got an app for that. Would you tap that? I'd tap that. No lube on that one, that's fine, you know. She's made her own this time. All right, let's see if this does a bit of a retaining capacity for us. Hoping it does. Okay, yeah, those are even straight adjacent almost. Not quite, but you know, who's looking? Not me. So that'll just kind of get plugged in right about there. Give those a little bit of a tighten down. That's way better. We're gonna need some sort of stabilizationizer there, so I've got a little bit doodle boppy on the old CAD design, and ArcDroid's doing ArcDroid things. Let's see how we did here. Oh, good, we missed it on the bottom by a whole bunch, but that's, you know, that's fine. Second or fifth or 19th time's the charm. Well, look at that. It's perfect. Comment down below how many tries that took. I would rather not admit it. And while you're down there, go ahead and like and subscribe too, friends. We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers this year on the channel, which would be batshit nuts if that happened. So do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, follow along if you're having fun, and stay tuned because we got more coming. Alright, well that gap's a little larger than life, but that's fine. We're gonna ignore that. Let future Nate deal with that. Are we ever gonna be able to tack this straight? Probably not, but we'll find out, you know. Life's a journey or something. I can't actually tell if I've welded anything. Doesn't really look like it. Now I did. I'm gonna lead with that. 2? Not quite 2. It's actually the wrong. You know what? It's perfect. It's gonna be right there, probably. Good news, it didn't work at all. Let's try something completely different. Oh, V2 is way better. We should have led with that. That's stiffer than Ron Jeremy in his prime.
What we got going on here, buddy?
Nonsense. It's all nonsense. Past Nate got froggy with a whole bunch. No doubt about it. You know, everything all welgelized up and a bit of a kind of a steering stem going on there and kind of a sturgiolific way, but there's a significant amount of wiggle here. And the other big issue that, you know, Past Nate's just decided to gloss right over is this whole swivelly bit design that we got going on. Most importantly being that that angle of the dangle is just a little too steep for that creep right there. So that goes in there and then it all just kind of cinchalizes on itself here. Eventually, if you turn it enough, yep, there it goes. Okay, so then you give that a good old cranking. That all goes up in there and you know, that kind of, it does the job somewhat, but it's just not, it doesn't do it real great. Also, I'd like you to ignore that. I should actually probably tighten that if I'd like to show that off, so. Let me get a thing. Broke my vise and didn't put it back together, so that's good. Future Nate can deal with that, I suppose. I hate that guy. If I ever meet that guy in a dark alley, I'm gonna kick him right in the teeth. In the teeth! Ow, that really hurt those areas there. This is all going well. We'll be right back after these messages. Ah, could I just stay still with it? I'm going all over the place. Like Willy Wonka's Wild Ride. Which way is it going? We don't know. Is Dumbledore gonna be at the end? Who knows? I didn't actually use any of that. Throw it right in the garbage.
Not having it.
Why did you work so well before and now you don't work for shit?
Are you angry?
I gotta knurl the other side. Ah! Come back! Alright, there's gonna be more knurling, but I'm gonna do it upset. Alright. Okay, fine. Don't think I don't know where you was pointing. Come on. It totally worked, first try. Definitely didn't mess with it for 45 minutes straight. That's fine. It's still turning in there. Stop it. Past Nate's a mid-grade Muppet. Let's take it apart and show everybody. Okay, so a little bit of a swivelly point. Here's the problem, though, that we've got is it's a little too steep for shenanigree. Well, that actually doesn't even reach now because it's got to go in deeper. Good. We got to unscrew that now. And
You sure you want to do that?
Stay tuned, friends.
Yeah, that's tight.
Okay, now we got actual tension. Now we can see what the problem is. Snags up is the problem. So, thing with two is the angle of the dangle actually doesn't change anything if you put a second one on there. So that doesn't help anything at all. So, good work, Past Nate. You've done absolutely nothing is the actual translation of that whole 45-minute waste of time. So I think maybe just a bit of a right there. And kind of, you know, tip that angular section a little more to an appreciable portion, maybe kind of like that or so. You know, we're gonna shoot for that and, you know, see where the wind takes us, I suppose, because who's got a plan? Not me, that's for sure. The only plan I got is to hopefully hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. But, you know, wishing in one hand and shit in the other. See which one fills up first, friends. Stay tuned. Okay, let's find a better place for that to live. And then we'll try all that again. Well, I think that that's just gonna live better like that instead, you know? Angle of the dangle is significantly more ideal and that all looks, you know, fine, probably. It's not going to the moon, friends, is the thing. We just gotta remember that from time to time. So let's just welgelize that in right there where it is and then see if we hate it or not. On our temporary steering wheel here and see how how we like it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Dude, this has got a lot of slop in the steering. This is not ideal for a vehicular that could travel upwards of the 35 miles per hour range. You shouldn't be able to, you know, have basically a quarter turn, an eighth a turn. I mean, that's too much, friends, so.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna drawing board this one and kind of reassessialize that. In the meanwhile, since I've decided that I hate it, we're just gonna do that footular section instead and figure out where those pedally portions go. Maybe make a little boxular bit there for all of our general switchery to fall into down onto yonder, and maybe we'll sort all that out and brainialize that with a bit of God's great greenery and see where it takes us.
So the plan here is one position we're going to have the main battery on. When that dies, we'll be able to switch to the third position, and that will basically turn on the Milwaukee batteries and we'll keep it ripping. So right now I'm basically working on getting this whole thing wired up, and hopefully nothing blows up.
You sure you got that mess going the right direction, bud?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure I've seen a roadside bomb in Afghanistan that looked more or less the same way. Did it blow up yet?
Not yet. No smoke.
That's how you know you're doing good.
And that should be the 40 volts.
And that's the backup.
Yeah.
Sick. Look at you, buddy.
I did it.
You're like an actual Sparky. Well, friends, I'm going to get froggy with some more cadular contraptions of the electrical variety and make just kind of a little plate there for all this, you know, random componentry to live. So get to getting some technicalities on there over onto the yonder, and I think Kyle might be... Is the electrical done?
Pretty much, yeah.
You're just waiting on me?
Yep.
Well, story of my life. Not a switch housing, it's a switch home.
Oh, well. Wait a second, dude. There's supposed to be a hole right there for
what?
the
oh
for the charge cable.
Okay.
So you got it done right this time, Nate?
Shut up, it's going in.
Looks like it'll work to me, hopefully.
Yeah, that's probably fine.
My fingers are definitely crossed.
I have a finger for that.
Oh. What else do you have a finger for?
Wouldn't you like to know?
What are you doing there, Nate?
Oh, I thought maybe I'd just put a side on that little pedular portion and make that just one unit, and then it can just kind of live there more or less in permanente-ness. You know, we'll kiss it, you know? Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Right, well, it's yours, so thanks.
No problem. Well, while Nate works on that, I'm gonna get all the electronics hooked up.
I think that's a wiener. Put your fingers right there. Got it? Quit moving it. Just live right there.
Well, since you got that done, I got the connectors back together, and I got this mess of wires put back in. Everything should be good to go. It's moving.
It's doing things, man.
It's alive. That almost ended badly.
I'm so happy. That's not even full pull.
Let's get these like pieces.
You're gonna die in the shopping cart. We're gonna dial that down a scooch. Dude, this thing's sick. Whoa! We're gonna need to put those dildos on immediately. Ladies and gerbils of the jury, tough frickin' da.
Let me try.
Alright. Oh, dude, you can feel the There's a lot of play in there. Don't hit the dirt bike. What do you think, buddy? We got a winner or what?
This thing's awesome.
This thing is sick.
Definitely a winner.
Who built this? Tell him, you know, he needs a hobby or something. Oh, should we see if the auxiliary works? So you should be able to drop a couple of Milwaukees in there. Juan and Duas. If you run out of battery, switch her down. Boom.
That's running the walkie battery at 40 volts.
That is sick. I'd have never figured that out. 157 years. So now you're on reserve power, yeah?
And then when you're out of battery, you just go do, and you're on the other battery.
That is sick. We have a thing. Look at this thing in which we have created.
Thing's lit.
All right, let's maybe figure out all of this stuff that I decided to ignore, because that is garbage. It can be a problem for future Nate, and you know, that guy, so he'll sort it out. Whoa, hey, you're gonna zap your butthole. That's how you turn that on. Now you know. Oh yeah, no, it's perfect actually. Who measured that? That little guy, we don't worry about that. That's, you know, custom. That's perfect. Look at that. Basically like it was designed that way. We're gonna sort this out and we're gonna drop some dildos on the corner and then we're gonna be scooting and booting, friends. So stay tuned if you're enjoying what you're watching. Boy, howdy, you better hit that subscribe button because we're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers this year, which seems as ridiculous as it seems. You know, that's fine. We're going big around here. And in the meanwhile, go check out Taxi Garage. Use code BREAK10 if you're ordering anything from them. It's going to give you a wee bit of a discount there. And same goes for Heatwave Visual and Front Workwear. Go check them out.
The fact he's driving this